Greetings. My name is Siddiqui Zatnubia, and who I desire to become is based on who influenced me. I grew up in the generation of the boom bap era, or should I say hip hop era, at the beginning in the 80s, late 70s, early 80s. And some of the artists that influenced me were KRS-One of Boogie Down Productions, Wise Intelligence of Poor Righteous Teachers, Brother J from X Clan, and other artists like Brand Nubian and the like. Those guys, I believe, brought a form of rap music that educated as well as entertained, thus bringing you the phrase edutainment, which was also a title to KRS-One's album Edutainment. And who I desire to become is wrapped up in that. I see myself based on the education that I've gained over the years, the self-learning, not necessarily geared from the school system, but a lot of studying that these guys turned me on to, a lot of information that these guys have brought to the forefront. We didn't know who Malcolm X was or who the Panthers were until these guys, these rappers, spoke about these guys. We didn't know who Elijah Muhammad was until Public Enemy talked about who Elijah Muhammad was. And when these guys brought that information to the forefront and inspired people like me to kind of do what they done. And when they wrote music, it was geared on that, to uplift and to educate. So that was the start of my journey. And one of the things I felt that called to me, that spoke to that child on the inside of me to be greater than myself. Now, the strategies given to finding your purpose, or according to the book, finding your life's task, are key to self-discovery. And the reason why I started this mastery class in the first place is because I had that self-discovery. I first completed my bachelor's degree in psychology because that was a part of, my personality and what was one of my passions in helping people and counseling people. But another side of that was the music and me being able to educate through music. And to me, psychology and music kind of has a marriage in a sense, that can bring forth a social movement in a sense. And I can explain a little bit more about that at some other time, but basically, the life strategies, the strategies to your life's task, I believe, gives you the tools necessary to bring that to fruition. And if I can, just want to start with the first one, which is return to your origins, the primal inclination strategy. And according to the book, you must understand the following in order to master a field. You must love the subject and feel a profound connection to it. Now, and it also goes to say your interests must transcend the field itself and border on the religious. What does that even mean? I can only sum it up in this way, that your passion, whatever it is that you're passionate about, will take on a spiritual connotation in the sense that it is something that is birthed out of you. You become a creator of it. Whatever you create will not only solidify who you are as that creator, but it will also speak to others who will see that creation as something that speaks to their spirit and influence them in a way that will cause them to be inspired to create, or they'll get some form of gratification out of what you created. And I think that you creating, it doesn't make you God, but well, let me backtrack. You are, in a sense, a God of that creation. And I don't want to be blasphemous for those that are religious, but you are the birth parent of that creation. When you write, or whenever you bring forth some type of painting, that's your creation. You're inspired by those things that are created around you, and which causes you to create and give birth to those particular works. To occupy a niche, for me, to occupy the field of edutainment, it's only a few that are doing it. For those brothers that I've named earlier, that done it, that was an era of rap music that kind of got pushed to the side for the gangster rap, for the party rap, and it kind of threw the whole music scene for rap music, out of balance. And, right now we're living in that out of balance state when it comes to music and hip hop, and rap music. And I just want to be able to bring that balance back. Not only that, I have a desire to see people in a better state that they have been in, to help them to get it and to understand their life's purpose and what they've been created to on this planet for. And to me, that's a niche that, again, you can turn on the radio and you won't hear that kind of music going. You just won't. It won't be nowhere in sight, for someone to hear some positive music that will be uplifting, and that will give them something to think about on a positive level. And it will provide wisdom. You won't hear that kind of music on your top 20. Shout out to Kendrick Lamar, who's actually doing he's doing some positive music, and it's very artistic. And he teaches every now and then with that music, but not on the same level as the way KRS-One did it, the way Wise Intelligent did it, and the way Brother J did it, the way they taught the music, the way Chuck D has done it. You still won't get that same type of spirit, and I think that's a market I think is still untapped, because you got a lot of people that still want to hear good music and gain some knowledge and insight and wisdom from it. And I think I could provide that. And a lot of what I've done in the past, because I've always wrote. I've always wrote rhymes. I've always produced music, but I have not pursued it in the sense that I'm doing it now, with that fervor and that passion. I haven't pursued it in that way, and it was just because it was just fun for me to do it. I just enjoy teaching people, and it kind of goes back to what is taught in this book, that you're gonna do whatever you're passionate about. You're not gonna worry about money. You're just gonna do it because you love it, and you don't care who's looking, you don't care who's watching, and what other people say or think. And you just did it. And then I made my money, doing other jobs like truck driving, security, working in group homes, working with the youth, working with the less fortunate population. And I've driven trucks before, and that was my sense of money. But again, those were those false paths, because I was only driven to gain those jobs, because of the money, needing the money. But it wasn't something that I was, passionate about or interested in. It was just, I just knew I could do it. It was not something that was impossible. It was always possible, and it was readily available. You but now I'm in this direction to really pursue that that idea that's been aloof for so many years. So that's where I am now.